It never comes up when I want it to come.
You always say that. That's when you told me to give her.
Oh no, she cool with that.
He got his own crib.
Is yours live? Well, how you go live already?
Because your phone sucks.
What? This some bug. Alrighty then.
You ready?
I am ready. What up? What up?
Hey, everyone.
What's going on? I am Ron.
And I'm Angela.
And this is Chatter of Opinion. Thank you guys for joining us today. We have a good topic today.
Welcome to our regularly scheduled program.
Oh,
right?
You're getting serious.
I'm just saying we're back.
Professional?
We're back to it.
Yes, we
after 5 weeks.
5 weeks, we took care of the 5 love languages, and now we're doing another topic.
Yep. What's our topic?
Today we are talking about dating an independent woman or an established or well-established man, right?
Okay, what does that look like?
It looks ugly sometimes. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
It can. Or there could be benefits too.
There could be.
So, okay, before we start, is it looked at more negative in general?
What?
Like dating an independent woman or a well-established man?
It just depends. It just depends on the attitude or of both. You know what I mean? And we'll get into that, but attitude is the key to everything. You can be independent all you want to, but it just depends on the attitude on what the individual takes on. You know what I mean? It just depends on how you portray yourself as being independent or well-established.
So what does being independent or well-established mean?
Okay, definition, according to what we are talking about, is not depending on another for livelihood or substance.
Substance, I like that. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So it just depends. And that's what the key is, I think, is the definition of independence is different to everyone.
Okay.
Like if I ask you, what do you think being independent is?
I believe you asked me this morning, and my answer basically was, well, me not having to rely on anyone else.
Right. But then you have some people that think independence is all about like finances. I do my own thing. I got this. I do this, blah, blah, blah. That means that they're independent.
Okay.
Sometimes people just think, hey, I live on my own. I work. I do whatever I got to do. And that's independence.
Independent. Yeah.
So the question is to you guys, chime in. What do you think, or what is your definition of being independent?
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Mine is, I was once an independent woman.
Oh my God.
For quite a few years.
All right.
Before I met this one.
But then what does in that case, what did independent mean to you?
I didn't have anybody that I could rely on.
Right.
So I maintained my household on my own, whether it was figuring it out financially, because especially at that time, I was not making close to what I'm making now. So I definitely had to make ends meet, but everything that I had was my own.
But see,
I created and sustained it.
I get that. And a lot of people associate independency with being successful. Right. When you hear about an independent woman, and I'm going on the women's direction. When you hear about an independent woman, it's always said that like she's successful, she's this, that, and the other. And granted, success is measured by each individual.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But you always put like, okay, she drives a Benz or she does this or has a real nice job. And that's not necessarily
then that may be some people's definition of it.
It may be.
In my case, I was barely making ends meet, but in the end, they were my means
of being
doing it by myself.
Right.
So I was maintaining my household. I did have a vehicle. I was working at a certain period of time. I also was the single mom going to school and working. Like I did all of that. I did that all by myself.
And that's your definition of you being independent.
But it did not have to do with my financial status.
But I'm pretty sure a lot of people
As far
think
as
that being
driving.
independent has to do with your financial status or your
I mean,
sex in life.
yes, my financial status was a factor, but it wasn't. It
Wasn't a major
good.
factor.
It wasn't good.
On the flip side, we have the men when it comes to well-established men. Now,
Okay.
when I did research on this, when it comes to well-established men, it always came up to older men,
Oh,
right? So I think
because
that,
they're already kind of settled and like established.
are they though? You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
can
that's
a
what
younger
you
person be established?
Yeah, but I that you said that that's what you were finding,
Right.
was that it was based off of older men.
Correct. And here's another situation. Here's another thing that I looked up. When it comes to a woman, and a woman has, and I brought this up earlier, a woman has her stuff together, right?
Mhm.
She has her own house, her own job, her own car, this, that, and the other. She's considered to be independent. But if a guy has the same thing, he's just doing what he was supposed to do as a man.
And what did I bring up? Not to play tit for tat, because it's not on this topic. But I was like, well, that's the same as with parenting. When a woman parents her children, it's expected of her, and she doesn't really necessarily get praised for it. But oh my gosh, if there's a single father who's raising his kids, oh, what a great dad he is, and all the praise in the world.
Right. But
right.
Yeah, I can get that. But like I told you, I think in the court system sometimes awards the woman the child a lot more frequently than they award the father. So then so then it becomes the woman's responsibility as seen by society. Same in this case, as seen by society, if you have your own stuff as a woman, you are independent. But if you have your own stuff as a man, you're just doing what you're supposed to do.
Now, I had brought this up earlier to Ron when we were talking about what we were going to discuss. And I was saying, is it more of a something to notice or notate about a woman being independent? Because back in the days, it was looked down upon for you to be independent. Like, you had to rely on your husband to bring in the income and provide the car and like all of that. A woman was expected to rely on her husband
because
to do that.
Back in those days, they were gender roles, you know what I mean? And your role as a woman, and I'm not saying that this is right, was to be at home raising the children.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Right. So that's what I'm saying is it because of the times I don't know if is it praised? Women are praised for being independent?
I don't know.
I don't know neither. I wonder, is it women who praise other women for being independent, or is it men who praise women for being independent?
You know, women don't praise other women for being independent. Y'all women are ruthless, boy. I'll tell you what. You do.
Michelle says men are scared of independent, strong women.
We're going to get into that, Michelle. I don't think that's actually the case, but we're going to get into it. Now, being too independent may shut your partner out emotionally. Do you agree with that? Like, if you're too independent, right? I'm into you, but you're too independent. It's to the point where you don't need me. So emotionally, I'm not going to get emotionally invested in you because you got everything. You know what I mean? You don't really need me.
You got it handled.
Yeah. So then I'm just going to space out emotionally. Physically, I'm going to be on you, but emotionally, no, I'm not going to invest myself because you're too independent. I'll shut down.
Crystal says it takes a strong man to date a strong woman.
Okay. I can see that.
And these are all from independent women that I know. Or at one point were independent women.
So let's get into the pros and cons of dating an independent man and a well-established an independent woman and a well-established man.
He already drank half his drink. I'm just kidding. Let's start with the woman. Let's start with the woman.
Let's start with the woman. Okay.
Yeah.
So the first one, let's go with the cons.
Okay.
Because we always want to end on a positive note.
All right.
So when it comes to dating an independent woman, we're going to start off with the cons. And one would be she might be stuck in her ways.
I don't know. That's a hard one because whether we're independent or not, we can be stuck in our ways.
Yeah, but I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you an out on this one and say she just might be stuck in her ways. When you're independent and you have established a routine, you don't want anybody to come into that routine and alter it anyway because you yourself has gotten yourself to that point.
Right.
So you might be just stuck in your ways.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Okay. Next one, headstrong and opinionated.
Yeah, you headstrong, boy.
Yeah.
Ooh, a woman that has a very strong mind and just very opinionated on what you should or shouldn't be doing.
I feel like the reasoning behind that is because we had to do things ourselves.
Okay.
That we had to know it all or figure it out. Even if we didn't know, we had to figure it out. Right? Hence an opinion about everything because we had to figure it out. Okay. So we were headstrong and opinionated.
Yeah, but you don't always have to throw your opinion on me when I'm trying to get to know you or trying to better our relationship. You know what I mean?
Okay.
When I'm trying to reach you on a certain level, I shouldn't always have to get your opinion on things because you've reached a certain point. Because then now I'm not going to voice my opinion. You always throw your opinion.
You shut down.
Yeah.
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 All right.
So next one is high expectations. Like I've reached a certain point as a woman.
I expect you to be at my level.
If you ain't at that level, then you got to kick rocks.
Yeah.
Which is not necessarily good.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And expectations sometimes, and I say this in general, sometimes people put expectations out and they have higher expectations for you to accomplish than they have for themselves.
Oh my God. So I hate to start. I feel like I'm Mr. Trouble, but on TikTok, I saw this girl who's like, you need to have this job and do this and have your own car and live on your own. And then he basically asked her the same things that she asked if he had them all. He did, right? Uh-huh. She was like, oh, well, no, I live with my roommates and oh no, I don't. I'm in between jobs right now. And like, but she was talking about all that she expected
from that person when she doesn't do half or he doesn't do half the things that they expect from their partner.
Yeah,
that's not good.
But at some point, I agree. Like I've worked and maintained this level. I don't need anyone to, I don't want to say bring me down, but I need someone to match my level.
Okay.
Because I've worked so hard to get here. Not even worked so hard, but what?
Which is number 4. She might require to match your energy.
There you go. I said it for you.
Match your energy. But sometimes situations in life sway one way or the other. Like we were talking the other day about somebody reaching a certain point within let's say the GS system.
Yeah.
Right. The thing is their career might allow them to reach a certain point. My career might not allow me to progress in my career, but I'm kind of at the top of where I need to be.
Yeah.
I can't match your level. I can match your level as your energy as far as what I'm doing right now, but I can't match your energy as far as progression in my career because I can't go any higher without having to leave you. You see what I'm saying?
Michelle says, I don't care if a man is equal to me or greater, all about knowing him and he knowing you.
What you mean equal to you or greater, Michelle? What if they're less than, in your opinion, and it takes you to motivate that person to get to the next level? You see what I'm saying? All I need is a little bit of motivation.
I think an independent woman is like, because of where I am in my level and I've worked hard to get here, a lot of women may not be willing to like have to boost someone else up because I've been boosting myself up all this time.
Okay.
Right. So I don't believe I need to boost anyone else. She says, doesn't matter. Don't matter.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
What's number 5?
Number 5 is The person that the woman that is independent or claims that they're independent can be intimidating.
Okay.
You can't do nothing for her.
Because I do it all myself.
That's right. So for a man, and I think was that Krista that said that earlier about being afraid of a strong
man. It takes a strong man to be to date a strong woman.
Right, because a strong woman, and especially being independent.
Oh, men are scared of independent strong women. That was Michelle.
They will tell you straight up that you can't really do nothing for me because I've done everything myself.
Push until you can't.
Yeah, I've done everything myself. So that person can be intimidating. You know what I mean? Like, how do you please somebody that has everything that they've worked for?
So I'm probably going to say this. Is it a statement, phrase?
Okay.
Several times, but I believe that a woman who has been independent and is now in a relationship has to work on and mentally try to be in her, what did I call it? Her feminine energy, right? Like if you're trying to find a partner, you also have to give and compromise a bit in order for your man to be a man in the relationship.
I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that.
Why?
You know what I mean? Because if you're strong, and women, and granted, every woman needs equality. If you've reached a certain point in your life where you've taken care of what you need to take care of, I don't think you need to relinquish anything to make anybody feel a certain way. Either you fit in or you don't. Don't dumb it down for me. You have me. You support me to get to where you are.
I'm not saying dumb it down. I'm saying, okay, let me give you an example. Growing up in the household of me, my mom, and my sister, I was always considered the man of the house. If the vacuum broke, I was fixing it.
Okay.
If there was a bug or a mouse or something, I was the one getting it.
Okay.
Right? So then now that I have a man, there's just certain things that I will relinquish. Just because I'm an independent woman doesn't mean that I always have to or want to do that, because sometimes being an independent woman, the things that I had to do wasn't because I wanted to do them.
Okay, but that's a conversation that you have with your partner. Like, okay, you're going to take care of this,
right?
This,
but you're
this,
coming in assuming you can't do anything for her. But not all women. They might have a soft side to them that you just have to kind of break down that wall to let them know what you can contribute to them.
I get you. And one thing that I hate.
Don't show your balls, Michelle says.
One thing that I hate, and I'm going to use this word, is hate. I know hate is such a strong word, but I hate it when a person or a woman or whatever states that they are independent. They're like, I'm an independent woman. I'm this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. I just can't stand when people do that. Just be who you are, and then support the person that you're with.
Show the way that, the way you prove it is by doing you. You're going to show that you're independent. Correct. You don't have to say it.
Right. And another thing I hate is when you claim to be so independent. I'm independent. I don't need no man. I don't need this, that, and the other. And then you get into a relationship, and then all of a sudden you start complaining about what the man doesn't do. You expressed to me already that you're independent.
I can do that. I can get this. I can do that.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you do it. And then you
now you're like, you're lazy.
Yeah,
you're not. Yeah, no. But again, to me, that's the thing of balancing between being independent, but also like sharing that energy, like, or giving up some of that energy.
Giving up, huh? Relinquishing some of your control.
Relinquishing.
Okay. So those are 5 cons when it comes to attempting to date or dating a woman that is independent. Okay. Let's go with the cons when it comes to a man.
Okay,
you know what
we're
I mean?
doing that. Okay.
Right.
So the first one is men who are well established can come off as closed-minded and no room to grow.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Closed-minded, like, I'm already established. I established this already. I did it without you. It's this way or no way. Okay. So as a couple, you're not going to grow because you're just going to be on my path.
well, basically I'm falling in line
Yeah,
with what
pretty
you already
much.
have going on.
Right. So you're not
Same
going to
with the
grow
woman.
because it's all about me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because I'm already established. You're not going to come into my life. And I think this falls into the category of, when it comes to a man, the age of a man.
Hmm.
You know, after a certain age and a man gets established, he ain't trying to do like no extraness or trying to start all over again.
Right.
It is what it is. It's right here. I already have my house. I already have my job. I have
Right.
this, that, and the other. You're not going to come in and make me alter any of that. I'm not
Yeah.
moving. I'm not doing
Don't
this.
come
blah, blah,
in.
blah.
Don't try to move in and redecorate my
No,
house.
it is that hanging been on that wall for like 20 years.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna come move it to the bedroom. No, we ain't doing
So
it.
there's no compromise. There's no allowing a woman into your circle.
Oh, you could be in a circle.
So then you just basically need me for a little poom poom once in a while.
See, I had to take it to that spot.
I'm just saying.
So no, I just need you to just sit on the couch and look pretty.
Crystal says, I had a hard time giving up control, but now I love not having to be so independent. I agree, Crystal. When Ron came into my life, there's certain things that I appreciated. I could do it, right? Because I had to do it before, don't get me wrong. But I appreciated the things that he did for me. Or even simple things. At first, I wouldn't say it annoyed me. I was confused.
Confused.
I was confused by it.
All
where
right.
we would walk and he would always try to like move me, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Well, I need you to get on the inside of me."
Yeah, like if we
right,
walking
for
in traffic
or a parking lot and
right.
stuff. But I didn't think like that. He was trying to protect me. But my independent woman brain was like, what is he doing? I can walk on the sidewalk. Like, why is he? Or he would get in front of me, and it frustrated me because I'm like, why does he keep trying to walk in front of me? It was because I think he assumed I would automatically move over because he was trying to get on that side. But if he would have communicated and said, hey, move over so I can get on the outside of you, then duh, I would, but he wouldn't. He would just kind of walk in front of me to get on the outside. And I was like, why is he walking in front of me? Because I wasn't moving.
Because
my independent mind didn't think, oh, he's trying to protect me from the traffic.
Yeah, if the traffic comes and let's say you're on the outside and you get hit by a car, I'm going to feel bad because I allowed, I guess,
right,
for a better
something
word,
to happen.
Yeah, something to happen to you. My job in a relationship
me.
with anyone is to protect your children, your partner, this, that, and the other. So I'd rather take the hit.
Would you? See, you question that. I think you try to show like you could pretend, but when a car's actually coming, you probably push me in front of it.
No, that's with anything, like with the kids or whatever. I'd rather take the pain or the struggle versus your children or the people that you are with.
But
I'd
you do that.
Yeah.
You do those things. Michelle says, yes, Craig does that all the time. It's chivalry per se.
And that's what I said. I said it's more chivalry than independency.
Yeah.
All right. So number 2, when it comes to dating a man that's well established, is there sometimes seems like they're always in control.
I would agree.
If I'm well established, I'm always in control. I'm gonna say this, and what I say is law.
And with that comes what?
I'll talk at you versus to you. I seem kind of cocky. You know what I mean? I'm going to talk at you. You know what? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just going to lay the law down versus talking to you for you to understand like what direction that we probably need to go in. Because there's a difference between talking to somebody and talking at someone.
You've already made a decision rather than us coming up with the decision together.
Right. I'm making a statement. I'm not asking a question.
Correct.
Right? I don't need your input.
Yes,
I'm just telling you what's happening.
I just need you to fall in line.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Number 3, doesn't mind being alone. May be distant.
Yeah.
Like you coming to, I'm already established. If you work out, you work out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm just going to do my thing.
I'm going to do my thing. Yeah.
Right. Pretty much. I'm distant, but I want I want to be with you
Which
for a
to
couple
me
days.
is a turnoff because you're not letting me in.
It just depends on
No,
for
yeah.
you. That might
For
be
me,
the
that's
case,
a
but some
turnoff.
people like
If
the
you're like
distance.
so rigid where say you did have your own house, even say if I had my own house, we got together and we decided to move into your house. If you're like, because you're that way and you don't allow me to make this house a home for myself as well, then what am I here for?
Well, sometimes if you move into someone's house, let's say you come from, and I'm not going to say nothing, but you come from less than, and a person is already established, you move into their spot and they're stuck in their ways. Sometimes you just become comfortable with what's already established.
I had a coworker who did own her own house. She was with this man for 15 years. He had his house. They finally got married after 15 years. She moved into his home, sold her house. And she said, I just always felt like I was a guest there.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, it didn't last, unfortunately. After 5 years of dating, it didn't last. But yeah, he never let her in. He was already set in his ways and didn't want or even think about maybe allowing her to make it her home as well.
Right. And that's bad. You know what I mean? You should always have a say so, especially if you agree to share a dwelling with someone.
Yeah, because if not, then let's both give up our independent homes and then make a home together.
Right.
Yeah.
Jennifer Doyle says, I like to be alone too much. Laugh out loud. And then
Jennifer, is that because you've had bad experiences? Sometimes people get fed up with trying to make it work with people, and then they're like, I'm better off by myself.
I know Jennifer said our last one of our podcasts that she had to start all over again. So she's, I can understand that, to want to be alone versus being in a messy or not profitable relationship.
Right.
So yeah, hats off to you, Jennifer. There's nothing wrong with being alone. You know what I mean? Just find out who you are before you press on with somebody else.
Tennessee lighting my poom comment.
Jennifer says, yes, after 17 years of marriage, I started all over again. Long time to be married, but you know what I mean? To start all over again. But if that's what you have to do to feel comfortable and happy and accept you for who you really are, whatnot, that's what you have to do.
I'm just saying, I've seen a lot lately that women are fine with being alone and feel sometimes that they are better off alone. They don't need no man.
I get that, but women take advice from other women that don't have a man, and then that causes some issues. Stop playing.
Whatever, you stop playing. No, I think that they've finally come into their own, realizing certain things. But
okay, I agree.
A society again has established certain roles, and women are now saying no. That's not the way it is over here.
Right. She says, I'm very protective of my home. I've made it and won't let a man take that away again. I agree. You know what I mean? You don't need somebody to come into your life to validate who you are.
Right.
You be who you are. If they can't accept that and embrace you for the actual person you are, then I think it is time to move on. All right?
She has a few more.
I'm open to allowing a man in, but not moving in. I think
he can have a drawer. I love it.
I think people move in too fast nowadays. You know what I mean? You don't know who you moving in with.
I agree.
Nowadays, so.
And plus too, like sometimes independent people, they're like, I can relinquish time for you to do this, and that, but I am still going to have my own thing. Like, especially as people get older, they're like, you do you, I'm going to do me, and then we're going to come together to have that companionship.
Right.
But I don't need you to come into my space or vice versa.
Yeah, I can give you time, but I'll be damned if I give you some space. Yeah, you ain't finna just come stay up in my crib.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one would be tries to figure out everything without help that they might need. And like guys are
directions.
Normally, I don't read no directions, but guys are normally like that. When they get established, and let's say they run into some trouble, what they do is they try to figure out everything on their own. And sometimes pride won't allow them to ask for help.
Right.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Sometimes a
Like I
man's
said,
pride
for
won't allow it.
directions,
Yeah.
I got it. Or instructions on putting, I don't know, a buffet cabinet together.
Oh, I don't read instructions. You know what I mean? I'll look at the picture, I'll lay everything out, and then I'll go for what I
He'll
know.
guess from
I
there.
will.
Even if it means having to put it together
Which
3 times.
I had to do with that. That shelf, I put the whole shelf together and it was all wrong.
It was upside down.
Yeah.
Certain stuff was wrong. Yeah.
It is what it is, though. I learned my lesson, but I still don't read no directions, boy. Black folks do not read directions.
Men.
Black folks,
It's not
black
even-
men
No.
don't read directions. That's just how it is. I look at pics too. I tell you, Rachel, we the same. Always have parts left. I do, and I'm pretty sure in the drawer I got a lot of
yes.
extra
I'm
parts.
like,
I
what
do
does this
not
go
read.
to? I don't know. One of the things
It
I
was
put
an extra.
together.
It's always extra. As long as it works, it's always extra after that.
Men are. Michelle says men are too proud they can do it all.
And that's the case. You know what I mean? You would rather try to figure it out on your own than to ask, your partner or this, that, and the other, unless they're a professional within that field. Yeah. I would figure it out and get it wrong and restart it all over again before I ask for help, even though I might need it. All right. The next one is you will have to work around his schedule.
Well, yeah, I'm fitting you into my life.
Yes.
So
and that's the bad thing about it.
What is it? Get in where you fit in.
Right. That's the bad thing about it is when you have to be fit into somebody's life, you have to cater towards their schedule all the time. You feel as though you are an extra versus a partner.
But that's what I say about like moving into his home or her home, right? Like I'm making space for you.
Right.
In what has been mine.
Hennessy says, I feel like asking for help uppercuts my pride.
Oh.
And
because you're your father's daughter.
Oh, okay. But I agree with you, Hennessy. Sometimes you don't want to ask for help because sometimes when you ask for help, you feel like you have failed in a certain way. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to ask for help because you're supposed to have it.
You want to be able to do it yourself.
Yeah, you're supposed to have it together. So then when you ask someone for help, it feels like you're not as strong as people assume that you are. You know what I mean?
Or you think people will think lower of you if you ask for help.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But never be afraid to ask for help, especially if you need it.
Let that person say they can't help you. Because what is it? Closed mouths don't get fed.
There you go.
You'll never know until you ask.
I agree. Yeah. So those are 5. Did we cover those?
Yeah, yes. For the men's. Yeah.
For the men. So the last one was work around a man's schedule.
All right. So let's move on to women's pros if you're dating an independent woman.
Are there any?
Wow.
Oh, I'm just playing.
Yeah, there's at least 5.
Okay. The pros of dating an independent woman, in our opinion, is you can be yourself around her.
Okay, what does that mean?
Like no matter what. So she already has her stuff together. You ain't got to try to put on a show. You just be yourself because she's not relying on you.
Do you mean like, oh, I don't maybe have as much money, so I don't have to pretend that I have this and
correct. I can be myself. She's not relying on you for anything, for happiness, for anything. So you can just be you. She's going to like you for who you are because she knows that whatever she has is already established. You didn't help her get to that point. She's cool. So you could be with you. You could be yourself. She either likes you or she doesn't.
Okay. Second one is she loves her space.
Oh, yeah.
So she's not smothering.
Yeah, not smothering at all. Some people are dependent on one of the 5 love languages. That
Quality
we covered.
Time.
Yeah, anything.
Anytime.
But an independent woman, the pros is
she's fine with
being by herself. She could do her thing. You do your thing. You go about. Y'all meet up when y'all meet up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's cool with that.
Yeah.
All right. Third one is she cleans up her own mess. Period. No matter what she has going on in life.
So an independent woman, when you get into a relationship, you can't expect her to then pick up after you.
No. because she's reached a point without you. So if you bring some
Like,
drama
I'm not
into the
gonna now
relationship,
pick up after you like you're one of my kids.
right? If you reach
Yeah.
a point, she reached a point in a relationship that she feels as though she's successful without you. If you bring in some extra drama, she doesn't need that. You know what I mean? But then again, she's used to taking care of her own. So if there's something in her life that is messy, no matter if it's finances at work, no matter if it's children, this, that, and the other, she takes care of it.
Michelle says from number 2, I love me time.
Everyone needs some me time.
I agree. Like I said, me and Ron, we enjoy and love to be around each other, but we are also good at doing our own thing. Even if we're both in the house, he's maybe watching sports and I'm either painting or doing something around the house or outside or whatever. But
right. And in the past, I didn't really have too many friends.
He didn't have no friends.
Like no friends, because my times in the streets and stuff like that was over. Yeah, my time. I'm old, so my time in the streets was kind of over. But now that I have a group of friends or whatnot, we plan trips. We have a guys trip coming up in like September. I meet up with the fellas and we have like bro time. We go have some drinks at the breweries and stuff like that. You just need that time away. I think it's
he gets more bro time than I get girl time.
Well, that's your fault. You grew up here.
It's not my fault.
I'm just saying. Bro time is cool.
It's life's fault. The girls can't always get away.
Yeah, you get away and you meet your boys and you just talk about nothing. We talk about nothing. We have some drinks and then we press on.
I swear, when Ron gets together with the guys, I swear all they do is complain about us women.
Not necessarily true.
Not necessarily true. I tell you, I bet you they're like, oh, Angela did this week, or Pat's like, oh, Crystal did this week.
I'm going to disagree with you. When we get together as boys, we talk about
sports and what?
We talk about
the
sports.
Honey you saw at the gym.
We talk about the honeys at the gym.
Yeah.
We talk about whoever's in the environment. You know what I mean? Like,
and what parties that my wife is making me go to.
Or
see.
No, we don't really talk about the relationships and stuff like that. We just talk about guy stuff. You know what I mean? That's what we do. It's all about getting away. If I wanted to be stressed, then I wouldn't go with the boys. I'd just stay.
You think I stress you wrong?
I didn't say nothing about that, but get your
all right, number 3, clean. Oh no, number 4, confident, self-sufficient, and driven.
Yeah, those are pros. She's confident about herself, so you don't really have to worry about boosting her up. She's self-sufficient, so you can, when you're away from her, you don't have to worry about if she needs anything because she's got it. And then driven. She's very driven about what she's doing, no matter if it's being a parent, working, and so forth. That is very much a positive. Hennessy says, I want friends or a friend. Girl, you better get out there and get some friends.
Henrock. Maybe with your job, you need to like socialize a bit.
You know what I mean? You good. You know
don't be like your father, Hennessy.
But just don't
whoever that man is, don't let him rub off on you.
I'm just saying, I didn't need friends for a long time. I was just content on just being me.
And you're happier now with friends.
I'm cool. I got I have a good
group of
I got a
boys.
A good circle of squares.
Wow.
I'm just saying, we good with each other. You know what I mean? We don't argue. We don't fight. When we go out, there's a purpose. We have a nice time just enjoying each other's company.
And it 100% includes alcohol. You have never gone out and didn't have a drink.
Why are you bringing that up?
I'm
you know what I mean?
Saying. All right, number 5 can motivate to do better.
Yeah,
for you to do better.
Yeah, like if you have the pros of an independent woman, if I get with that woman and whatnot,
she
can motivate me. Yeah, to reach the next level.
Right, because I gotta be on her level, if not better. So I'm gonna like push myself.
Yeah. You might be content at your job, and then that person motivates you to go higher in the job.
Right. Okay.
So yeah.
So next we have pros for men who are established.
Right.
You're gonna have to read those because I can't see them.
Okay. So number 1 would be willing to share knowledge for you also to grow. When a man is established and whatnot, what that person does is tell you or try to assist you on how they became successful. to try to get you to that level as well.
I think that can be on both levels. A woman too can also school you on some things.
I would agree.
Right? But yes, I feel like, yeah.
I would agree with that. The next one would be they make sure you also shine when out. Like if you go out somewhere or whatnot, and y'all going to some place, if a man is established, you represent the relationship. So they make sure that you are shining too, because I'm pretty sure like guys are very proud. You know what I mean? So if I reach a certain level and we going out somewhere, I want you to be to the 9s, to the 10s too. You know what I mean? No?
Yeah, sure.
What?
I saw this thing.
Oh Lord.
It just
don't say on TikTok.
On TikTok.
Oh my God.
No, I don't know where it is.
Okay, what's up?
But I thought it was funny because this guy, it was like this guy and this girl at the gym, and he was saying, do you think people who show their significant others on social media are insecure? And the girl says, okay, what if you had a GT something car? Is there a GT car?
There is.
Okay. Would you show it off online? Right? You would show your car off online? Right? So she was like, so are you insecure about your car? He's like, no, it's a GT whatever. She's like, you're proud of it, right? And he was like, like he understood what she was saying.
I don't know about that. You know what I
saying.
mean? Showing off.
That's like showing off. Like you're wanting to show them off because you're proud of them. Right? Isn't that what that means? They make sure you also shine when out.
Yeah, but you're talking about posting someone that I'm shining you. I'm saying when we go out someplace, you're representing the relationship. You're representing the family.
So would you tell me if I wasn't dressed at maybe at your level, would you be like, nah, you need to change because you're representing me?
Nah. Only because I'm not that type of dude.
You aren't.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are though. They'll look at you and be like, hey, you need to change because I'm dressed this way. I'm not that dude to tell you how you should dress or what you should look like. You represent yourself. I'm all about individuality.
I would hope you would. If you're like, babe, I think you need to dress up a little more.
No.
Meaning maybe more like, hey, we're going to one of my work functions. I think what you're wearing may be a little bit more casual than what everyone else is. And I don't want you to feel underdressed.
Well,
I would appreciate if you did that.
If you're underdressed or you're inappropriate.
Or you look silly.
Yeah, like your
booty. Because I don't want you, what?
Like your booty meat is hanging out or, you know, your bra and stuff is showing, or I can see your panties through your sundress.
We always have to do panty checks.
Yeah, so
all the time.
Then I'll let you know. But if you put on an outfit,
yes,
and you feel as though it's appropriate, I'm going to support your outfit unless it's inappropriate. You see what I'm saying? But I'm not going to never tell you what to wear and what not to wear. That's not my job.
Yeah,
you should know within our relationship what is appropriate and what's not appropriate.
Okay.
All right.
Next.
Number 3 is takes on the difficult decisions and situations.
Because you're controlling, because you're
well established. So. You know what I mean? So
difficult decisions like choosing where to eat.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
Give me a established man if he can choose where to eat.
There you go.
You know,
we're going
sold.
Here. But then again, you might be asking for a lot because you get to the restaurant and he ordering for you like she's gonna.
I know, right?
She's gonna get the chicken salad.
You've had 2 sodas already. You can't get another one.
She's gonna get the chicken salad with some no croutons. You know what I mean? Like, and then
she doesn't need the extra carbs.
That's what I'm saying. So be careful what you ask for. But normally the difficult decisions when it comes down to your relationship. Things that need to be answered. A person that's well established.
Like direction.
Yeah, just that. And situations. If a situation comes up and it's difficult where you have to deal with people, the man will normally take care of that.
Okay. Number 4. I'll say this one because I can see it.
All right.
Thinks long term.
Yes. So a person that's well established they're not into it for the moment.
Mhm.
They normally think long
Well,
term, like how.
Normally, a man who's well established is methodical,
Okay,
right? They're calculated.
okay.
They're so long-term planning. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long term plan. I'm not in it for just right now. I'm in it for long term. This is where I'm going.
Right.
This is where I have gone. And you need to get on board, or you need to have a plan that kind of follows along with where
I'm going.
we need to go as a couple.
Because we're on the pros.
Yeah, as
Okay.
we need to go. You
All
see
right.
what I'm saying? So normally that person, the pros is they don't think just for the moment. So you get into a relationship with them, they ain't kicking you out next week. They think long term, like, okay, let's see how we can make this work for the future.
Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
The last one would be make you feel somewhat safe. And you had said that before. Like,
Yeah, you made me feel safe.
yeah, they think long term.
You're my protector.
Right. And even that, if they think long term, they think that, okay, he has a sense of security because he is structured in his ways. Everything is working. He's established. So I feel safe with this person. You know what I mean? I don't have to worry about this person having a gambling problem or this, that, and the other, or being an alcoholic or blah,
Right.
blah, blah, because they are structured and they feel, or they make the environment a safe environment for me. All right.
That's
so
comforting.
those are the 5 pros when it comes to dating a man that is well established.
So do you think you could have an independent woman and a well-established man make it work? It's almost like
you can,
two
but
polar opposites,
yeah,
right? Because
no.
they're both trying to be independent, established, but then trying to work with each other who's also similar to them.
Okay, so what I would say is it can work, but in some point in your relationship, you have to have a common goal.
Oh.
What is the common goal?
And how do we get there?
So let's establish a goal.
Right, but at that point, because both of you are probably dominant, somebody somewhere, or based on circumstance or certain tasks or portions of, right, okay, finances, you're a little better than me at sustaining our finances, so you're going to take that. I'm better at this. Like, you guys have to work together, but sometimes when you're so used to doing it by yourself, it's hard to even give away those little things.
but once I agree with you, but once you get into a relationship and you see this person has the same strive as you do, and then you form a common goal where it might be we're dating right now, but our goal is for us to buy a house together. Like we're living in your house right now,
Right.
or you living in my house right now. But our goal is to find something that we can build together. Or our goal is for us to travel. Once you find that and you put it, you make it a goal for the both of you to actually to reach.
Do you think one is willing to give up certain control?
Maybe. Or the control can be the same, but that control is going to move forward to whatever your goal is that you establish.
Somebody has to give up control.
No.
You can't have two people doing the same thing.
Why not? What do you mean?
Because you're working together. You can't both be looking for hotels and both book a hotel. Say I'm saying travel, or you can't be both investing.
You can. You can, let's say the hotel. You can say, this is what I want in a hotel. We're going to spend like $250 a night in this hotel. Where do you want it to be? Downtown. Okay, I got you. What do I want? A jacuzzi. Here's one right here. I satisfied you because it's downtown. You satisfied me because it has a jacuzzi in the hotel.
Again, that's if they're both not trying to have control.
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
Or somebody takes care of the finances and the other person
somebody has to get right.
Yeah, but the other person makes the finances.
Somebody somewhere has to be willing to give up some form of control.
I agree.
Yes.
You know, it just depends on what your niche is.
So Michelle says, Craig holds my hand every time we go out.
Okay.
Flight, fight, fight. Wait. Oh, fight, fight, fight. Too strong don't make a right.
Okay.
And Crystal says, Men who have been bachelors longer have a harder time making changes and letting go of control. Do you agree with that? Is it harder for men to change and allow a partner in, or is it harder for a woman to change and allow a man in or woman in?
I'm going to say in this case, and I'm only speaking for myself, if I'm a man and I've been established and I've been single for a long time, I think in today's society, expectations of a man is higher than it is for a woman to take care of things. You see what I'm saying? So
I would disagree.
No, so if for
Or
me,
what things?
I'm just saying, like she said, is it hard for me to change?
Mm-mm.
I have to be dominant because now it's expected of me to take care of things as a man.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? As a woman, if
As
you come
a
along,
well-established man,
right? If a woman, you come along and you bring A, B, C, and D, okay, that's cool.
mm-hmm.
But as a man, if I don't bring A, B, C, and D, then I'm looked down upon because I'm not providing, I'm not protecting, I'm not securing. You see what I'm saying? But if you don't provide, protect, and secure, you're not looked down on it because you're a woman. You know what I mean? It's expected of a man to take care of
right, but because
things.
of society, they may be like, well, you're not cooking, you're not cleaning, you're not taking care of the kids. You're doing the gender role side of it.
And it may be that way.
Mm-hmm.
But for a man, it's always looked upon for a man to take care of their woman.
Okay, but as an independent woman, I have done the protect and the, what did you use? They were good ones. Protect, provide, and whatever else. And I also cooked, cleaned, and took care of the children.
Because you had to,
right?
Though. You see what I'm saying? But if you didn't have to, if there was somebody that came along and took the man role
mm-hmm.
and had to be what society considers a man.
Independent women sometimes don't know how to give up what may be considered the man role. That's why I kept saying about giving into their feminine energy
Mm-hmm.
and things that in general are looked at as the man's part. Are they willing to give up that control?
And I agree. I agree. And like I said, nowadays in today's society, it takes two.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? When you're trying to like raise a family or you're trying to get into a relationship to reach a certain point, you can't do what people used to do back in the days and just sit back and chill.
Yeah.
If you want things to happen, you have to provide to make sure whatever your goal is happens. It shouldn't be like a gender role. Like, I expect you to do this, this, and this. It should be like, what do we need to do as a couple to reach a certain point? However, like I said before, society separates that now.
Right.
You know what I mean? For men, you have to provide, protect.
And if not, you look,
you don't look like a man. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? For a woman, you have to take care of your kids. You have to do this, that, and the other. Because if not, then you're a bad mom.
Woman.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? You're a bad parent. You're a bad this, that, and the other. So it's different nowadays than it used to be like back in the day.
I just feel like it's conflicting somewhat because, again, at some points we use this level to be reached, but we're basing it off of what used to be back in the day. And then now that society has changed, we're almost like in limbo as, are we aiming towards being what we used to be, or are we aiming towards being what we're like facing towards?
It just depends on what baseline you use. Like the baseline of let's say like my parents, they've been married for 52 years.
Mm-hmm.
So their baseline when they were growing up was a lot different than the baseline now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? My father, he provided, he went to work, he did what he had to do. My mom took care of us as kids and we turned out fine. But nowadays in society, it's hard for one parent to actually stay at home and the other parent work and you make it. You know what I mean? Normally it takes two people
nowadays
to make it. Yeah. To make it.
I agree.
And unfortunately, daycare is so expensive.
Oh my gosh.
Right, that one parent is working just to pay off daycare.
I just talked to my coworker today and she mentioned when she just had her son, that they were paying $800 a month on childcare. Are you kidding me? That's almost somebody's income.
Annual.
No, not annual. $800 annually.
Yeah.
No, a month.
Yeah,
Like
$800
that is a
a
lot.
month.
Like
That-
you're
yeah.
working just
to pay off
off
daycare.
Yeah, it's
So when it comes to
ridiculous.
two independent people, and let's say you do have kids and you get into a relationship, that has to be considered. Like,
Yeah.
what is our goal? You
But
know what I mean?
again, you have to relinquish some form of control for the betterment of you as a couple.
I would agree, but you have
Yes.
to relinquish the control that you feel as though you are weakest at. Like,
Yes.
like finances.
Yes.
I hate doing finances and whatnot. I don't know when I get paid. I don't know this,
No.
that, and the other. I'm cool. If you want to take care of the finances, you do whatever it is that you got to do. I don't question. I don't do this, that, and the other because I'd rather you take care of it than I take care of it. I don't want to pay no bills. I don't want to do this, that, and the other. I'm cool.
What is it that you do that I don't want to do?
The backyard.
Stop it. I've done the backyard several
I'm
times.
just saying.
Michelle says 39% of homes owned are by single women. Stat, FYI.
Okay.
I
And that's
believe that.
cool. Yeah, and that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, because I just wish that that society actually embraced women to put them in a position or the same position and give them the equal opportunity as society has given
For
men.
men.
Yeah.
Shoot, nowadays I wish that our younger kids were also on that level because our younger kids, they ain't doing too good as far as what they have been allowed to do.
Yeah, because if you're talking about
Society.
independency, right? No matter if it's a woman or a man, for these younger
kids almost most likely can't live on their own nowadays.
Well, they
much less
could.
own their own home.
They could, you know, because when COVID hit and everyone was hiring, you could have established yourself a career as a kid. As a young adult, you could establish a career. But social media has taught these kids that I don't need to be doing this and I don't need to be doing this and I need to make it just as much as my supervisor and blah, blah, blah. And now, since that door is kind of closed a little bit, now you're back to working at fast food joints. Everyone in their mama was hiring right after COVID.
That's another conversation for another day.
It is.
I could talk about that all day long.
Yes.
But anyways, this one was fun because, again, I was once an independent woman.
Okay.
So I felt this one. But now that you're in my life, I have enjoyed relinquishing certain things for you to do that I didn't have to do anymore.
And I've always been like established. I've always been and seen as though I'm a G Unit member.
What's that?
I'm 50.
Oh my God.
I'm kind of stuck in my ways. You know what I mean? I've done this, I've done that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm kind of stuck in my ways. You know what I mean? So I'm very much open. I'm very much open, but
you were stuck in your ways, but I'm a strong woman, not just an independent woman that I squeeze my way up in there. Say I'm lying.
But anyway, thank you guys for joining us today. We have covered dating an independent woman and a well-established man.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid if you are in the dating pool and you meet somebody, especially if you're a guy and you meet a woman that states that she's independent or has been independent for a while, do not be afraid to get into a relationship with that individual. You just got to find out what it is that she needs to progress within your relationship. What do you bring to, I guess, the table to help her feel comfortable in sharing what she has established with you?
I'm going to find another phrase for that instead of what do you bring to the table?
Right. For lack of
a better phrase, right? I'm going to invent one.
Right. Also, with a well-established man, don't be afraid to get into a relationship with a well-established man. Once again, you just have to, a man, well-established man.
Okay.
You just have to figure out where it is that you fit in and then put out your expectations too. Do not settle for less than. Do not let anyone, man or woman, tell you that you are not equal or you are not equivalent to that individual or make you feel in a way that you are not appreciated. period.
Yes.
No matter what they
but
have.
also learn where to compromise.
And I agree. And that's on both sides. You have
And
to compromise in life.
I don't
period.
mean break, I mean bend.
Yeah, period. You might have to give up something to get something.
Yes.
But that's all about you. But never compromise yourself just for the greater good of a relationship when you know eventually it's going to bite you in the butt.
Michelle says, never settle for less.
Never settle for less. You know what and I hate the word worth, but you know where you came from, you know where you want to go, and just press on from there. If you can help someone or somebody can help you or you connect in a certain way, go for it.
Asking for help does not mean that you are less than or weak.
No.
Right? Yeah.
Asking for help just means you need help.
Yeah, very true.
Cool.
All right, guys, that's it for this week.
Yes.
We hope y'all have a great weekend. For quite a few months now, I think this is our first weekend we don't have anything.
Zero.
I'm quite excited to relax, maybe do a few things around the house, but relax.
There's nothing I got going on this weekend, and I really appreciate having nothing going on this weekend. If you guys do have something going on this weekend, just make sure that you're safe. It is hot as Hades outside, so make sure you stay hydrated and find yourself some shade. Protect yourself at all times and know what your limits are when it comes to being exposed to the sun.
Okay, Mr. Safety guy.
All right.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you guys for joining us and supporting us.